everybody, welcome to the first episode of this channel where we sit around and judge people. If you don't know what I mean, I will be doing a bunch of am I the a-hole reactions on this channel, and then in the future we'll see where this channel goes, if it goes anywhere. I don't know. I enjoy am I the a-hole videos and I thought maybe I should give it a shot. And it's anyway always fun judging people, so why not? Am I the a-hole for not telling my boyfriend I own the building we live in? Hi. Obviously a throwaway for privacy. Also, I am new to posting, so I hope I do this correctly. Never done it, so I don't know. When I was 18, my dad gifted me a house with 2 stories. Wow! When I was 18, I did not get any gifts. I'm extremely thankful we are not upper class. Sorry. Why would you? I am extremely thankful, we are not upper class. That makes sense. But my dad bought this house for a cheap price a long time ago. It was his grandmother's cousin's house. I know that this is an extreme privilege and I am forever grateful for this. Oh, this person sounds like a nice person. The layout of this house is like an apartment, but it is a house. So basically, each story has its own separate entry, its own kitchen and bathroom. Oh, it's a perfect apartment for renting. I live upstairs while I rent out the downstairs. Very smart economic choices. My boyfriend, 25 male, moved in with me about 3 months ago and we have been together for 6 months. I'm here to judge, so I'm going to judge. Why would you move in with someone 6 months into the relationship? But I mean, I guess in today's housing market that also does kind of make sense. I get you. I have not asked him for money, neither for utilities or to pay me any rent. The only thing he contributes to is groceries, that we split 50-50. Wow, you're generous. I have not brought up that I own the building. That sounds so mighty, like so fancy. I own the building. I have not brought up that I own the building as it is not something I tell many people. If people ask me, I of course tell them that I own it, but if they assume I'm a renter, then they can believe that. The topic of a landlord, the renter downstairs, or the owner of the building has not been something we have talked about. Again, yeah, you've been dating for 6 months. I'm sure there are a lot of things you haven't talked about. This last Tuesday, the renter came up to tell me that her freezer has stopped working. I answered the door and my boyfriend heard us talking, I suppose. I went downstairs to take a look and we came to the conclusion that she would buy a new one, send me the receipt and I would give her the money. She was very grateful for this solution. You also sound like a very nice landlord or landlady. I wouldn't know. When I went upstairs, my boyfriend asked if it could be fixed. I told him no, but she was going to buy a new one and I would pay for it. Yeah, I see where this is going. He looked at me like I was crazy, that makes sense. He looked at me like I was crazy and asked me why the hell I would pay for her freezer. I told him that because I am her landlord and the freezer was there when she started renting, I would stand for the cost. He just asked me if I was serious, to which I said I was. He began screaming at me, asking him why the hell I would hold this. I think you mean he began screaming at me, asking me why the hell I would hold this information from him, and that I was an evil person. That's a stretch. I do guess. I mean, I do get the confusion in this situation, but that doesn't make anyone evil though. But anyway, I said I was sorry for not telling him, but I did not think that it would matter. He said he could not believe he was together with someone who is a landlord that all of us just use people for money, and that the only thing we people care about is money, and would rather, well, my screen gave up on me. She's back. And would rather have people be homeless than offering an affordable rent. Wait, 1 second. We need to go back. My boyfriend 25 moved in with me about 3 months ago, and we have been together. I have not asked him for money, neither for utilities or to pay me any rent. Cut to now. He said he could not believe he was together with someone who is a landlord, that all of us use people for money, and that the only thing we people care about is money. I'm sorry, my man, but this individual has not asked you for any money. What are you complaining about? The downstairs is 1 kitchen, 1 bath, and 4 other rooms. I charge $500 in rent. That sounds extremely cheap. I don't know where you are. I understand many people have had trouble with landlords, but I try my best to be a good one. He demanded that I give him He demanded that I give him 50% of the money I make. And you are the gold digger or whatever. He demanded that I give him 50% of the money I make from rent, or else I was just as bad as he thought. No. He is just as manipulative as I thought. Was I really the a-hole for not telling him? He has not talked to me since Tuesday, and I have tried telling him that I'm truly sorry, but he doesn't answer me at all. What are you apologizing for? So, a quick recap. Your dad buys this 2-story apartment. You live on the 1st floor. You rent out the ground floor, which you charge, from what it looks like, really low rent. And then your 6-month-old boyfriend moves in with you 3 months into the relationship, who you do not charge rent from, utilities from, any money from, and you split the grocery cost. And this individual thinks you are the people that only care about money, and also asks 50% of the money. No, you are not the a-hole for not telling him. To be fair, you could have told him the situation, but at the same time, what is weird is this is a person, like 25 male, has clearly had some real life experience, moves into a house, does not have to pay rent, does not have to pay utilities, and doesn't ask how you're able to afford living in the house. Like, if anything, if he's thinking you pay rent, shouldn't he have at least offered to pay rent to you? And if he thought you also didn't pay rent, isn't that obvious that you own the house then? I don't know. I do not like your boyfriend. So no, you should not. You should 100% not be apologizing to him. And you are not the a-hole. There's one a-hole in this story, and that is your boyfriend. Alright, our next story. Am I the a-hole for telling my brother that the name he wants to give his child isn't okay? I don't think that's any of your business, but let's get into the story. I, 17 female, let's call me... Why would anyone... Okay, let's call me Rarity. Why would anyone call you that? But okay. I, 17 female, let's call me Rarity because that's how rare you are. Which is not a super common name like my real one. Have a half brother Curtis, 30 male. He is married to Kendall, 30 female. Kendall isn't related to me but shares my last name. My brother changed his name to her last name when they wed. Oh, this is getting so confusing. So, you are Rarity X, and your brother used to be Curtis Y, and your brother's now wife, Kendall, also is Kendall X, and your brother who used to be Curtis Y when he got married to Kendall became Curtis X. Okay. This wasn't weird, as his last name was one he had been teased for when he was younger, and he and I are close, so it was still a family name that way too. This is a complicated story. Kendall is now in her 3rd trimester of pregnancy to a baby, which will be a female child. They announced that they want to name the baby Rarity. So they announced that they want to name the baby the same name as yours, I presume. I wasn't thrilled about it, and I thought that that sounded like it could be confusing or something. I'm already extremely confused in this story. I asked about it and if they plan on calling the baby something else like a nickname or middle name. They said they were giving her the same middle name as me, and that it would likely be obvious who is being talked about, and if not, they could add the word baby in front of it. So what, when this person grows up to be a 20-year-old female, they're still gonna be called Rarity Baby and you'll be Rarity? This is extremely confusing. I mean, they say what's in the name, but apparently there's a lot in the name. I think this is super weird and don't like it. I understand you. I understand why you wouldn't like it. My parents think it's sweet. Why do they think it's sweet? Like what part of it is sweet? I'm not saying it's not, but I don't understand what is sweet about it. I tried to express my dislike for it, but everyone is just upset with me for being unsupportive. I also don't get these families. Like, how do you so quickly take a side? And why do people refuse to try and see the other person's point of view, especially if the thing in question is their name? Anyway, there's an edit. I did ask why, and they say it is a pretty name. And my brother says he hopes the baby will be just like me. Okay. I also have directly asked if the name was for me or something, and they said no. So they did not pick this name as an honor to you. Is that what you're trying to say? I feel like that's probably what your question was. If it's an honor to you, but in honor to you, but it's not. Yeah, I mean, it's a... I see you have the right to say this to your brother, so I don't think you are the a-hole. I don't believe you're the a-hole in this situation, because it is your name before it is this child's name, which hasn't come into reality yet. So I do see why you have the right to tell your brother this. At the same time, it is a name. Yes, it is not nice of them to also choose the same middle name as yours, because that's just essentially having the same name for two people in the same family, one separated, if even. But I don't think anyone is an a-hole over here particularly. If they genuinely are naming her the same as your name because it's an uncommon and beautiful name, then I do get it. As parents, you do want a nice name, and I've never been one, but I can imagine it's difficult to come up with baby names because there's so many to choose from. So I mean, yeah, no one's an a-hole in this situation, but it's not the best situation to be at. So I hope you guys get this figured out before this child is born. Alright, with that, we've come to the end of my first episode on YouTube. If you liked the episode, like, subscribe, leave a comment. If you have feedback for me, feel free to drop your comment. Try not to be hateful, but again, you do you. Also, what did you think? Did you think my judgment was wrong? If so, drop in the comments. What do you think? Thank you.